What is up, guys? It's Simon from PianoPig.com, and this week I'm going to show you 5 of my favourite licks to play using the blues scale. But don't be fooled, these are not necessarily for playing over blues music. They are constructed using the blues scale, but in reality I use these a lot over more modern genres such as neo-soul, hip-hop, R&B. That's where these licks are really going to shine. And if you'd like the notation of these 5 licks written out and the backing track that I'm using throughout the video to practice along to, they are both inside my YouTube vault, which you can access completely free. The link is down in the description. Let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to be using the C minor blues scale. I assume you know what that is if you're watching this video. If you're not familiar with that scale, go and check out some of my other videos on it. Let's kick things off with lick 1. This is how it's going to sound. We roll onto the C, come down a note, go back up to the C, and then we land here on the 4, but we play a cheeky grace note, just briefly touching that flat 5 blue note, and then we end on the 3. And this is how it might sound in context. Alright, no messing around today, let's smash through them. Lick number 2. So this one starts on the 3. We play up the scale, come back down to the 3, and finish it off with the 1 and 7. I absolutely love this one. Let's get that backing track on and see how this one sounds in context. Lick 3, this is what we've got. This is another classic bit of language. A simplified version without all the grace notes would look like this. Start on the 5, descend down the scale, then jump back up to the 4, and then 3. But it sounds so much tastier with those added grace notes. I'm playing 3 separate grace notes within that. The first is rolling onto the 5 at the start. The second one is straight after, playing that grace note onto the 4. And the last one is here, rolling back onto the 4. So all together, nice and slow. Try and play those grace notes with a light touch, otherwise you can ruin it if you're not careful. Here's what lick 3 sounds like in context. And for number 4, this is what it's looking like. We're taking things up a notch here. Start by sliding onto the 5, like this. Then we hit the 7 2 times, up to the root, and then we jump down to the flat 5 and play down the scale. And to finish off, we play this. This is all about touch. We gently roll onto the 4, then we keep it held down, and as lightly as possible, press that flat 5 down. This is essentially a piano's attempt at bending notes. It's the best we can do, unless you get on a synth or something. So altogether, lick 4 sounds like this. And let's hear that in context. Alright, and the final one, lick 5, this is what we have. This one is made up of sextuplets, so it has that triplety feel. I'm going to break it up into 3 parts to help you remember it. Part 1, we start on the 1, we come down the scale until we get to the 3, and then come back up to the 4. Part 2, we do this. 5, 3, 1, 4, 3, 1. From the top. And then part 3, 7, 5, 1, and then just descend down the scale, finally landing on the 3. Let's put that whole thing together nice and slowly. And a bit faster. Make sure to practice this one nice and slow before playing it quickly. And there you have 5 tasty blues licks you can play over neo-soul, hip-hop, R&B, and probably the blues as well. To finish off, I'm going to get the backing track on one last time and improvise over it using all 5 of these licks. I'll add some other stuff in as well just to fill it out, but watch closely and try and spot each time I play one of the 5 licks. So hopefully that gave you some ideas of how to incorporate these licks into your playing, and also showed you what they all have the potential to sound like in the context of a solo. Make sure to practice them in a bunch of different keys. Also try just experimenting with them. Get creative and see what you can come up with. As I mentioned at the start of this video, if you'd like the notation of these 5 licks written out along with the backing track to practice along to, you can download both of those resources completely free. The link is down in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Make sure to smash that like button and I will see you in the next one.